heaven?
No. It's Iowa.
There were like 5 Jennifers in my class.
Yeah, it's like an 80s name.
I don't know. I
No.
think we need to go back to Guy. Is it an insult if you see somebody like, hey, Guy, what's up, Guy? Is that like a rude thing to do?
I'm not a fan of that. When someone calls me
Hey,
Guy.
hey, Guy, pass me the ketchup. Like, you wouldn't like that, right?
So if we're talking about the movie and Eric interjects with a "Hey guy," you're gonna take it as an insult if you're.
Yeah, hey, Guy, can you kill my wife,
Your
dad,
husband?
my husband?
Oh, your secret DL husband. Okay.
Is that why you go to Washington so often?
Well, this movie takes place in D.C., so I'm not going to ride the train to the carnival.
You're gonna go to Metcalf?
Baltimore. I think it's Baltimore, isn't it? Somewhere near Baltimore.
Yeah, I think so. A little suburb named
Go on
Metcalf.
that. What's the little ride that they take out there? The little makeout boat ride. That thing seemed cool.
They call it Lovers. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the Tunnel of Love. Yeah, they don't
They
have
go
those
through-
things anymore. We don't have proper carnivals anymore. You're gonna do something like that at the state fair.
Yeah, it's a liability issue. They just get these boats. You pay.
Yeah, people
10
get
cents.
strangled out there.
You pay 10 cents and then you can use the boat as much as you want.
Yeah, you just don't even have to bring it back.
You can just
At
go
one point
on.
at the end, someone walks up and like, "Hey, we don't have any more boats," and they're like, "Oh, I guess we'll wait." While these people
you
go
just-
screw in the woods.
Yeah, you can just go bone on a little island in a pond. Like that's clearly they knew what was happening. Like your teenagers are gonna pay money.
Yeah, because Bruno was having a conversation with like the greenskeeper guy, and he's like, "What does he call him? Makeout?" He said,
Smoochers. He's like, I'm afraid I don't know what a smoocher is.
I don't know what a smoocher is.
So I ain't educated. Yeah. Oh, I love that little exchange.
That's exactly what happened. You just nailed
Yeah.
it, word for word.
Thank you. Yeah, I remember. I watched the movie and it was a fun
Hey,
moment.
are
yeah.
you going to introduce the podcast and the movie we're watching, or are we just getting right into it? This is
Oh, are
all
we recording already? Oh, we're recording?
Dude,
I didn't realize you were recording.
We're not going to let that free stuff go to waste. Come on.
Hey there, Eric. Aren't you that fella from the Pot of Dreams podcast? One with that angry, douchey guy that yells all the time?
I'm a tennis
What if I-
player. I know what you're talking about.
What if I could do something about that guy for you?
I beg your pardon. Aren't you Guy Haynes? My name is Bruno Anthony. Want to hear one of my ideas for a perfect murder? Two fellows meet accidentally. No connection between them at all. Never saw each other before. Each one has somebody that he'd like to get rid of. So, they swap murders. Crisscross.
I may be old-fashioned, but I thought murder was against the law.
You think my theory's okay, Guy? You like it?
Sure, Bruno, sure. Now, everything didn't go smoothly. She doesn't want the divorce.
But you sound so savage, Guy.
Sure, I sound savage. I feel savage. I'd like to break her neck. Now, who did you say this is?
Bruno, Guy. Bruno Anthony. Don't you remember on the train? Is your name Miriam?
Right here. How did you...
Are you trying to tell me? Why, you maniac!
But Guy, you wanted it.
There seems to be no way of diplomatically breaking tragic news. It concerns your wife. She's been murdered.
Miriam murdered.
She was strangled.
You're just as much in it as I am. We planned it on the train. Crisscross.
How did you get him to do it?
He's a maniac. I met him on the train going to Metcalf, and now a lunatic wants me to kill his father. Bruno, I've decided to do what you want.
Still think it'd be wonderful to have a man love you so much he'd kill for you.
Well, then am I correct, Mr. Haynes, in assuming that you have no intention of going ahead with our arrangement?
None whatsoever.
I don't like to be double-crossed. I have a murder on my conscience. But it's not my murder, Mr. Haynes. It's yours. I'm not going to shoot you, Mr. Haynes. I'll think of something better than that. Much better.
Better keep on your toes. Something funny's going on.
Guy Haynes is taking chances I've never seen him take.
Excuse me, madam. I need your help. We're chasing a man.
Haynes, hold it!
when you could murder my dad. No, it's fine. I guess we can just dive in. Hey, I'll do the intro. Whatever. I didn't realize we were recording. So, hey everybody, you're listening to the Pod of Dreams. If you listen, we will pod. We're talking Strangers on a Train. I'm Ben, along with Eric and Kevin. How are you fellas doing?
Doing good.
Just got my lighter here that has a little tennis racket on it.
Yeah, very cute. Had either one of you seen this movie before?
Yes.
No, I had not. I had heard about it, but I had not seen it before.
All right, Eric, tell me.
I've seen quite a few Hitchcocks. I've gone through the Hitchcock catalog for the most part.
Okay.
I've seen I've seen most of the hits.
Okay, excellent. Okay, so did without telling me anything, did your opinion of this movie change on a second viewing?
I think I liked it more. Yeah, it improved.
Oh, okay, good. Okay.
I think I appreciated the creepiness of the Bruno character because I knew where he was going, because he's a little mysterious until the end when he gets kind of full-blown crazies. Yeah, I think I liked it more on second viewing.
Interesting. Okay.
There's some incredible like filmmaking shit, like
there's a lot of great shots.
Where the reflection up when he's strangling, like that is some crazy shit.
Almost everything that happens at the county fair or whatever is great. Both the murder, right? The murder is
with
so
the sun
well
coming
executed.
down at the end too. That whole bit, yeah.
Yeah, and just he looks at her and, "Are you Miriam?" And then just strangles her, and then just walks away nonchalantly and just like helps a blind guy cross the road. Just chilling and really well executed, and just the setting and the way he kind of like stares at her before he does it, like flirty, and she's kind of flattered. Anyway, yeah, go ahead.
One scene I appreciate a lot too is like the time where Bruno goes to meet who's the tennis player? What's his guy, right?
Guy. His name is Guy.
How did I forget that? How could I forget that? But he goes to, after he kills her that night, he goes to meet Guy, and he calls him out from his house, right, or his apartment, and he's standing behind this like fence thing. And they first have this conversation between the fence, and like the cameras they're clearly separated. And then at some point a cop comes, and then Guy comes behind the fence, so they're like both there together, like together on the same side of the fence. I was like, that had to have been some sort of intentional, like, you know, now he's got to have both commit the crime. You know what I mean? That kind of stuff is like, oh man.
He becomes a co-conspirator. You're talking about subtext, Eric. I love it.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. That is the subtext. They're physically separated, and then now he's complicit. Now
once
he's become an accomplice.
Him the plan, yeah. Like I thought,
and the time they're shrouded in light too, because there's some reflections coming in through the fence. So he's got like
that kind of shit incredible. You can't do unless it's black and white. I don't think you can do a lot of that stuff in color, right? The shadows really is hard to do that kind of stuff in color.
This is one of those movies I don't ever want to see in color. It's perfect in black and white. Like it just would be worse in color. It's great. But anyway, sorry, we're monopolizing. Kevin, you've not seen it before. What's your Eric's seen most of Hitchcock. I've seen a good chunk. What's your experience with Alfred Hitchcock movies?
There was one point that Hitchcock was my favorite director. I tried to watch just about every movie he has. I own quite a few of them, but Strangers on a Train was one that I had passed on for whatever reason, even though I think it is one of his more highly regarded movies. He kind of wrapped up his 40s and started a little bit new direction in the 50s, I think. And this was kind of the start of it.
Although it only had one Oscar nomination. I think it was for like best black and white cinematography or something like that. So it wasn't like a big time awards winner of a movie.
I don't know. Oh, well. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, for some reason, Hitchcock wasn't really a magnet for Academy Awards either.
That's weird.
He only had one movie nominated, I think. Rebecca's, I think, the only movie that was... Or no, that won.
That won Best Picture.
Won. He's had other nominations. That's wrong. Yes, he only won one. And it's definitely not even anywhere close to his best one either. So, I don't know. And I don't know, thrillers, quasi... I mean, horror is not the right word for it, but like... This is like as close to a horror movie as you were likely to get from a mainstream release in like the 40s and 50s. Scary.
That's a good point.
Well, it's pretty gnarly of a movie. Like
it is.
Yeah. Like there's a lot of calling his wife a slut. There's a lot of slut shaming, a lot of slut talking. She's a tramp. She's out there with two dudes.
Yeah.
and then she just gets straight up strangled. Like, that's pretty hardcore.
Oh, it's really terrifying. No, I mean the Bruno guy is he's just an out and out sociopath, right? And we see, he won't leave. So I mean, just the basic setup for anybody that cares. Guy is this tennis player. He's on the up and up. He's a competent tennis player, but really, he's gonna marry this senator's daughter, and he's gonna make it big in politics. So his star is on the rise, and he's on a train to Metcalf. He's gonna get a divorce from his existing wife, who had been cheating on him, and at least initially wanted the divorce. But then he meets this guy whose name is Bruno, who kind of an annoying, ingratiates himself a little bit and says the thought like, hey, you know how you could get away with murder is if two people just happened to meet and then they exchanged murders and then the other person can set up an alibi. And Bruno notably gets this lighter that belongs to Guy, the tennis player, and then goes and kills the wife, who ultimately wouldn't give him the divorce. And then Bruno is just hounding Guy basically for the rest of the movie. But at one point there's he's at this party and he's just saying really creepy stuff. Like, I'd like to talk to you about this infinite energy source. What was that about? Do you know what I'm talking about?
To the senator, yeah, he goes up to the senator.
What was that about? I can wrap my head around everything else.
It's like it'll make nuclear or atomic power seem like nothing. So you'll be able to smell a flower from
Mars,
miles away or something. Yeah,
Mars.
What the fuck is he talking about?
Yeah, I could not understand what was going on. Like, this guy is off his rocker. And then later he's like talking to these old ladies and he nearly kills an old woman.
Yeah, why did that woman want to be strangled or pretend strangled?
I don't know. I think she was
it was probably it was like an interesting conversation, and then he kind of charmed her into.
It was a little flirty.
Let me put my arms around your neck, which is.
It was a little bit of a young man giving her attention too. Yeah. There's an element of that, I think. But then he just.
Rich white people did some weird shit back then, man. They could just. They had drivers and butlers and all sorts of stuff, man. What a time to be a rich white person back then.
Yeah, part of the Washington elite.
Yeah. Just played tennis all day.
I mean, talk about privilege. Guy. So the wife gets murdered, and Guy finds out about it from Bruno, who's waiting outside his apartment in D.C. And they have this just little jittery conversation. Because Guy didn't ever expect, he didn't really ever consent. He never actually, he just thought this guy was talking out of his ass.
And he just wanted to get away from him.
Yeah, it's I wanted to tell the police. He's but Guy notably has Bruno, the killer, has the lighter, and he's like, this is going to look real bad. Real bad. But eventually he gets to his apartment. His girlfriend, the daughter of the senator, Anne, calls. And he goes to the senator's house, and they're just nonchalantly telling him how he can get out of it, and they're anyway, they're just
and he's making out with
advice.
He's a married man at that point, and he's just over at this senator's house and making out with the senator's daughter and her sister, and there's he's a freaking married man at this point. What a weird setup. So was the sister, is that Alfred Hitchcock's daughter?
Yes.
I know she was in the movie, the one with the glasses. Okay, that she kind of looks like Alfred Hitchcock.
Yeah. Okay. She played Barbara in this movie with
I didn't know that. That's good.
Yeah, the sister.
Sure. The one who's a crime junkie, basically. A 50s version of a true crime junkie.
Well, and she looks like the ex-wife.
Sure. Yeah, so she causes the killer to snap.
Right.
But it's
so
this
question though for the group. What did Bruno plan the whole thing from the beginning? Did he go on the train to meet because he knew Guy was going to be there? And the plan was I'll just tell him to kill my father, and then I'll just kill his wife, and then he'll have to do it. Was it all part of a master plan?
It's unclear, but what I think happened is he did happen to meet Guy on the train, but Guy.
So did he know so much about him already? Because
he's in the paper.
He's that
just
big.
said it-
He's that big of a deal. It's that popular. That big a.
That's clearly established in the movie. How else would he have known about him anyway?
Yeah, Bruno's just a creeper. He's like reading up on him and knows all.
It's not like there was the internet. It's not like he just Googled all his. You would have to like look that shit out.
I don't know. I don't know that you would, but maybe. But I came to the conclusion that he just read about because all he knows about Guy is that he's a tennis player, he's going to be a senator, and that he's allegedly going to divorce his wife.
How would you know that? Is that a
He
tabloid?
said it was in the paper. Yeah, he said that was in the
tabloids.
paper. Yeah, I mean, people wanted
There
gossip, and the only spot to get it was the papers. Yeah, I think so.
The senator does say something about like, oh, at the party, he's like, well, what'll say in the gossip papers about this or something like that. He does mention that. So
It's hard to imagine, but this was a time when newspapers were actually huge and important, where they really, really mattered. I think that's very plausible. Like 1951, tennis player reading about who's with whom and what's going on. I think that's anyway. That's what I think happened. But then Guy leaves his lighter. That's I think the key thing. Bruno sees him leave the lighter, and then Bruno's like, I now have leverage. I can kill his wife, and then if he doesn't, help me out, I can frame him for the murder. I think he's thinking he can coerce him at that point.
He really didn't use the frame angle very well. I will say that. I thought Bruno, he could have went real heavy on that. And just like he could have blackmailed him real early. Like instead of going to his house and like, hey, why aren't you doing this? And like chase him down, just like, dude, like I'll just tell the cops you did it. I have evidence that you did it. And they are already about to convict him. I mean, he was super close to being charged. I don't know. I just thought Bruno really dropped the ball.
Oh, you think so? Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think he thought he could coerce Guy and threaten to ruin his life, and that would be enough. And then when it wasn't,
I thought he was going to start to. The first time I saw that, I thought he was going to frame or use the leverage to get Guy's girlfriend to do it. I thought that would have been the next move.
Ooh, that could have been interesting.
Yeah.
Like she does it because she loves him, and then
Right.
that
Yeah.
gets.
Well, that she was then implicated. Like, hey, look, it kind of looks like you might have been involved.
Yeah.
You know the whole story, and
Yeah, it's a possibility. I don't know. The whole point though is that we just really spending time with this super big creep. I mean, I'm willing to agree that perhaps he wasn't. If his goal was to coerce Guy into murdering his dad, and I love that we don't really get any good reason to want his dad dead. His dad never seems to do much of anything. Like Bruno lives in this nice
him
house.
to work. He doesn't want to work.
Yeah, but he ignores his dad, and he's not been working, right? Like his dad tries to talk to him, and he just ignores his dad. His dad isn't like threatening him in any meaningful way. Bruno seems to just hang out getting manicures from his mom, like doing nothing else. He seems to have a pretty cushy life. He's able to just leave all the time. He doesn't have a job.
Hitchcock's got a weird like mom thing in his movies.
Oh, of course. Oh yeah.
With the
Psycho was probably the biggest one.
Stunted son and overbearing mom. That's kind of a reoccurring. Although he didn't. So I watched this on the Turner Classic Movies, and they do the little intro, and in the intro they said that. So this is a novel, right? That Hitchcock was hired. He had Raymond Chandler initially write the screenplay.
Sure.
And then he hated the way it was, and Chandler hated Hitchcock, and so he sort of redid it. But basically, Chandler was, I guess, what he said in the thing was that Hitchcock already decided what he wanted the movie to be, and it wasn't anything like the screenplay. So I imagine that maybe that piece was a Hitchcock thing, the mom, and I don't know. Maybe I'm speculating. But interesting.
Yeah, he probably did want to play.
Hitchcock's probably got a little weird deal with moms. I don't know.
Sure, that's an old British thing. I mean, if you've ever listened to The Wall, it's all about an overbearing mom.
Yeah,
not
exactly.
all about it, but that's a huge part of The Wall.
Roger Waters for sure had some stuff with mommy issues.
But I think the thing with Bruno and him not trying to be just explicitly aggressive is he just had this weird, ingratiating he just wanted to. He thought he was really clever, and just thought he could pressure him. But that was like, well, Guy, I killed him for you, and I think you need to return the favor, there, Guy. That's only fair. I don't know. I thought he could handle it that way. I don't know.
Well, I think he had in his mind he's a little delusional. He thought Guy had more buy-in than in reality. Guy was just like humoring him, like, oh yeah, great idea. I buy into it. And then he just like leaves.
So you're saying he actually thought Guy was going to do it?
Yeah. I mean, that could be. He could have said that Bruno left the lighter as a consent. Maybe he thought that was a signal that, I mean, who knows? I mean, Bruno's clearly crazy. I mean, he's stupidly, he wears that tie everywhere that says Bruno on it. So you could take it any number of ways. But I thought he was an opportunist after the lighter got left. That's where I landed, but whatever, you know. He could have planned it ahead of time. That'd be extra crazy. But he's just like a lunatic. Because, like, you're expecting this guy, he's got a tail on him. Why are you expecting him to kill your dad when he's got, like, 24/7 police spy? Like, even if he like ditches him and a guy ends up dead, they're gonna figure it out. Like, I don't know. It was wild to me, and that was one time I was disappointed. Is we didn't see how Guy gave the slip, right? So Guy says he's gonna kill the dad. Really wants to warn the dad. We don't see how he gives the officers the slip. How did that happen? Do we know?
What do you mean the slip?
So when he goes to wherever the dad lives,
he loses the tail.
Oh, the night that
he goes to meet the dad.
Bruno's waiting for him. Yeah, in the bed.
In a tuxedo in the bed. We don't see that. It's like, oh, that could have been a little just added tension there to see, because that would make it all the more stressful. You got to like find a way to ditch cops.
With the dog, that scene was that was a cool scene.
Oh, I loved it. You're like, what's he gonna do how he's gonna do with the dog? And he just basically hopes the dog isn't too aggressive.
You're right. How did he get away? Because it was this whole elaborate plan to get away after the tennis match, which didn't work at all. Like they immediately knew where he was going and followed him. So that plan didn't really work.
No, it didn't.
He got away well that night, the night that he went to pretend to kill Bruno's dad.
Yeah. So we just don't see it. And I was like, man, there could have been a tense sequence of him figuring it out, or at least a little bit of watching him. Because if I were in his shoes, we get Guy's perspective the whole time, and it's like, how would I get away from the cop?
How terrible are those cops? Bruno was constantly hanging around. They didn't think like, hey, who is this fucking guy who we see everywhere?
Only Anne put together, and a little bit Barbara. Like Barbara's also like that dude's.
But the cops were constantly watching. How do they not see this guy come and go and think something of it?
And he made a whole scene at that party, like an absolute scene.
Tried to like kill a lady, strangle a lady. Yeah.
Yeah, the rich people were like, oh, they were just playing some silly game. Oh, just a bit of parlor.
He went in a trance.
Like, and then he passes out at the party and then gets punched by Guy. I mean, this kind of guy kind of becomes a man throughout this movie, right? He starts to grow a pair a little bit by the end.
Yeah, but then on the merry-go-round, Bruno kind of gives it to him a little bit. Bruno gives him the business on the merry-go-round.
Well, he gives it back. I don't know, and it's his fight.
No, he clearly loses that battle, because then he's kicking him off the thing, and he's about to totally slide off when that awesome Carney guy crawls under the thing and turns it off. The Carney guy was great.
I love the line. They're like, this guy, what's going on? Careful now. They're like, do you want to go at it? Oh, I'm sure he'll do fine.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, couldn't we cut the power there? Is there a way to just cut the electricity? That would have been my approach.
Well, I think it was probably like a gas-powered thing, and that's in the center of it.
You think so?
Some sort of hydraulics, yeah.
Interesting.
Well, turning it off didn't work either, obviously.
No, it caused it to explode.
Yeah.
And why is there a setting for it to go that fast? Also, like, why would that even be an option?
Dude,
Why would you ever need a carousel to go that
This
fast?
this is in the 50s, man. There were no governors on these things. They just went, man.
Yeah, that's why you needed some guy to
That's
actually.
when we used to live.
control.
Yeah. Right.
We want this thing to go Mach 1, baby.
Yeah.
Woo! But I don't know. I you're right that the plan didn't work, but I loved the cross cutting between like Bruno's trying to get to the island to plant the evidence, and Guy's trying to get through the fucking tennis match and get to Metcalf, and they both like have hiccups along the way.
Yeah, but Bruno's plan again. So he's gonna just drop the lighter somewhere on that island weeks after the murder and hope somebody finds it.
Yeah.
Would he call in a tip?
Yeah, he'd probably call in a tip.
Like, hey, I found a lighter on this island, and then come check it out. I don't know. That to me, that's a terrible way to blackmail him. Like,
well, at this point, he doesn't want to blackmail him. He wants to punish him at that point. Like, he knows he's not going to get the murder of his dad, right? They have the confrontation at his house, and so he's just like, I just want to get Guy in trouble. It's not perfect, but it's probably enough.
What I thought, didn't he bring the glasses back and give them to Guy? He did, right? That would be the thing. If you're Bruno, you're like, hey, doesn't he have her broken glasses somewhere?
Yeah, I was like, why are you taking the broken glasses?
Yeah.
Why are you putting them on your person?
If I were a Guy, he should have disposed of those very quickly.
Like, yeah, I don't want to hold these.
Because that's
like,
clear evidence that he was there.
Yeah, it doesn't make. I mean, it's. But the other side of this is like, okay, you have this guy who had every motive to kill this woman, and his lighter is found on the scene, and he just ran back to Metcalf. You just say, okay, he's trying to get rid of evidence that put him on the crime, and I guess the cops missed the lighter, and the cops are going to take it.
Could say, I saw him on the train, and we talked, and he's talking about killing her, and then she died. Like, he could have just that would have been enough to get him charged. And probably convicted.
Sure, but he wants to really seal the deal.
He didn't get on the train until we got to Baltimore. You know, he could have easily done that.
Yeah, he didn't have any alibi because the professor was
the drunk guy. Yes, I've forgotten about that drunk guy who's singing along. I gave a report on integration. You do understand? Just drunk professor, just shit canned in the back of a train. Yeah, it's not a perfect plan, but I like it for the tension. I don't like it because I think, man, Bruno's plan is so brilliant. I just like that it's the collision course, and they're both trying to race to the same place, and they both have stumbling around on the way there, and it's really, really exciting. Yeah, Bruno's got holes in his plan because he sticks out like a sore thumb at the county fair, right? Nobody knows him. He's this strange guy, and people would probably recognize the famous tennis player in his hometown, and nobody saw him, and then they did see the creepy guy. And he does get like ID'd by the Tunnel of Love operator, like when Bruno comes back. So it's not a perfect plan, but I like it for the confrontation and the just batshit insane carousel sequence. I mean, I don't know. I love everything about it. I love everything about the build up to that and the sheer madness of it. I forgot just how intense and great it is.
The master of suspense, right? Like Hitchcock's what he's the best at, no question.
And you get horrified people, and even Bruno is such a piece of shit. Like, the kid is so excited to be on the fast, and he's like punching Bruno, and Bruno gets annoyed and tries to fling him off.
And then Guy saves him.
Guy's the hero. Yeah, he has to save him. It's just utterly wild. As people are screaming.
Kevin Chang type. Kevin Chang type.
Exactly.
And then, yes, they got to figure out how to shut down the lightning fast carousel that goes at an impossible speed as people are screaming. And then the whole thing just fucking explodes. It's great. It's just 10,000 times more exciting than anything in a Michael Bay movie. I just got to say. I mean,
how dare you?
So fun. And they're just like having this mad, insane fight, wrestling, scrounging. And even then, like at the end, as Bruno's going to die and he's holding the lighter because he couldn't get on the island because there was out of boats, and he got spotted. Like, I'm sorry, Guy, it's on the island where you left it. Even to his last breath, he's just being a lying piece of shit. It's great.
It is weird that it all works out for Guy, though.
Oh
yeah, That is a little distasteful,
Yeah.
I thought.
I mean, he really didn't do anything wrong, except have a extramarital affair. But sounds like his wife was kind of 2-timing him or 3-timing him or double timing
several
him.
timing him.
Yeah.
And was pregnant with another man's baby and was going to say it was his. And
Oh, did we get the pregnant part? I must have missed that.
Yeah, that was in the beginning.
Oh,
Yeah.
In the
geez.
record store or the music shop or whatever.
Must have.
yeah, must have not
tuned
been
out
paying
when that
attention.
happened. Yeah.
No, she's like, if we go to divorce court, I can make a real sad scene with this baby, and this scorned mother who's being rejected for this jerk who wants to abandon his family. Yeah, no, she's pregnant.
Yeah, I mean, she's a pretty awful person from what we know about her. Pretty.
Well, she
terrible
didn't
character.
deserve to be died. Being a hoe is not a capital offense.
True. It's just interesting when you know a little bit about Hitchcock's relationship with women, right? Didn't he have a pretty
Oh, yes.
terrible
She's
record
considered
with
a bit of a misogynist, treated as actresses pretty terribly.
right,
Yeah.
pretty bad.
Yeah, I mean, I think he actually sexually assaulted some of them.
Right. And then it's when you think his daughter is a female actor in this movie too. That's also a whole weird aspect of it.
Yeah. But
Yeah. I don't
yeah,
know.
he benefits. Right? It's a real crimes and
Yeah.
misdemeanors situation at the end. Have either of you guys seen Crimes and Misdemeanors? The
No,
Woody Allen movie?
I don't know.
No, it's fine. A guy is cheating, and then the woman he's cheating with threatens to tell his wife, and he has her killed. And then there's just no consequences for him, and he just gets to live happily ever after. It's very depressing. So anyway, it's kind of like that. But except for this time, yeah, he didn't really do anything wrong, but he does get to benefit. He got off scot-free. He gets to be a senator and live his prestigious life. Yeah, there's this weird emotional distance of the rich white people in this movie that's just astounding. There's just cold calculation. Simply carry on as normal. It'll look weird if you do anything slightly different. They'll just have their idle chit chat, and I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
even when his girlfriend talks to Bruno's mom, he's like, "I'm telling you that this guy killed a woman." She's like, "Oh, did he admit it? No, then he didn't do it. It's fine." Like, what the fuck is these rich white people like? I'm telling you, your son murdered a woman. Like, I'm telling you it happened.
And they do the just
I gotta go
polite
paint.
thing.
I gotta just.
Thank you
paint.
so much for the visit,
Yeah.
right? You get the passive aggressive. Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, delightful that you stopped by. Oh, good lord. Yeah, and even Barbara, right, is the only one who's kind of being honest about everything. And the father's like, one must not always say what one thinks. Okay. He's the only person vaguely honest about stuff.
Sorry, I interrupted you, Kevin.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, what did you guys think of the beginning scene where you only see the guy's legs, and they have a porter that carries their luggage, and you only see their feet up until they meet on the train.
When their feet tap each other.
Yeah,
Yeah, a little. Is that subtext there, Ben? You mentioned a little bit of not gay Bruno. Is that?
Oh, obviously Bruno is very gay. As gay as you could be on screen in 1951. I think he is unequivocally a gay man. I don't
Really?
think... Yes.
because he loves his mom so much.
And he's a little French.
His whole mannerisms, everything about him screams to me like a DL homosexual.
How old is he supposed to be? Is he
I
like
think
a 40-year-old guy
I
living
think he's in his 30s.
Okay.
His mother and father are quite old.
Yeah.
He's in his mid
How
to
old
late
is the
30s.
actor? That's interesting.
Robert Walker.
I assume 30s. I mean, what do you think he was very straight? What do you, is that
No,
your take? Is he a straight man?
There's no other than that he's like unmarried, and there's I guess the comments about the making out thing where he's like, I wouldn't know what that is or something like that. That maybe
Well, he's
is
getting manicures. He loves to be kind of dressed up. He's a little flamboyant, I would say.
Yeah, he was born in 1918.
So did he?
And he died in 1951.
The year this movie came out.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. I was like, I don't know what else this guy's been in.
Interesting. So, what would that put him? 33?
Yeah. Wow, he was only 32 when he passed away.
Yeah.
He looks considerably older.
Yeah.
Yeah. He did.
How did he die? Interesting.
I don't know. I mean,
he oh man.
uh-oh.
It was not mentioned in official accounts of his death. But it looks like he
Drinking as well as suffered an acute allergic reaction to a drug. Yeah.
A sedative.
Ugh.
Psychiatrist administered a dose of sodium amytal. Yeah. So he did like a Michael Jackson kind of, or Prince.
I don't know what sodium whatever you say it. I don't know what
Sedative.
so it's just supposed to mellow you out?
Yeah. It's like milk of the poppy.
Okay.
But he had been drinking probably excessively before that.
And mixed it. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like he'd been in and out of a sanatorium a few times too.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he might have been a little unhinged. That played into the role a bit.
Yeah, I don't know. He's great. I mean, he's I think one of the many great parts of the movie.
Yeah, he's a memorable villain for sure.
Like, he's clearly having
Bruno.
fun and embracing it and just enjoying being a menace all throughout the movie. Being aggressive. Like, even when they're on the train, he's meeting Guy for the first time. He's like, "Oh, go ahead and read, Guy. I don't want to stop you."
I'm not as much of a talker.
As he's staring
he
right at
moves
him.
the seat. He moves to the seat and sits like right up on him.
Yeah. Yes, it comes across as a bit aggressive.
What did you guys think of Guy's tennis game? You think he was?
Well, there was a tennis double for the for most.
But there
of the
were
scenes.
definitely some scenes, like in some of those serves, that was definitely that actor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're
for
a
the
big
close-ups.
tennis. You were like a pro tennis player for a little bit, right, Kevin? People maybe don't know that.
I did play
Junior
a lot of
amateur,
tennis in my
amateur champion.
I did play a lot of tennis in my youth.
So rate his game. Did you ever play with those old ass rackets on grass like that? That would have been weird.
I have played with wooden rackets. They are
okay.
Quite difficult to use.
Did you ever play on a
actually.
grass court?
No, I have not.
Nope.
I played on clay. I played on mostly hard court surfaces, but never grass.
Never went to Wimbledon, huh?
No. Too much maintenance.
I don't know. It seemed fine for the time. I remember my mom had one of those wooden rackets, and I tried one, and they're awful. The surface area of them is so small. It's just so different from like the modern, even like a cheap one you'd get from Walmart. Like it's just way different. Seemed fine.
Yeah, I thought he
moved well.
Close-ups. His form wasn't very good, but they obviously had some professional tennis players going at it during the actual match.
It seemed like he liked to storm the net. What do you call it when you go
serve and volley?
Well, he had to be aggressive, right? He had to try to win in 3 sets, right? So he's being more aggressive.
Guy, yeah.
Well, normally he's conservative, right? Normally he's passive. Normally he's lackadaisical, lazy, picks his spots. And he had to be aggressive, right? He had to attack. I like that. That's a little bit of characterization, right? Like that. Okay.
Yeah.
He has to change a little bit his approach to solve the problem. Seemed fine. We never did it when we talked Birdemic. We didn't ever talk about the basketball scenes, by the way. I just wanted to rate those.
Oh, yeah.
It's like,
terrible.
Man, this is just really awful basketball scenes. Some of the worst. Just like turnaround jumper from like the free throw line. These just two awkward white dudes just ambling about. Really awkward.
I don't understand, like in The Room, they had the football going on.
Oh, yeah.
This was very similar to that.
Well, that's because,
some foreign director thinks that sports needs to be in movies for whatever reason.
Well, that's how dudes bond, We play sports and then chat, Chat about ladies after we hoop. That's how it goes.
Yeah.
Sorry, this is not Birdemic. We brought back, oh man, we didn't talk about those that really awful basketball sequence in Birdemic.
The tennis was better than that. I actually thought it was.
The tennis was fine.
Old timey tennis, but
it's old timey, but it looked like tennis. It was fine. Yeah, it wasn't hard to suspend my disbelief.
But the country club, lifestyle, it's just so weird to me that in the 40s or whatever, that's just how people live. That's how rich white people live.
You'd be wearing your khakis playing tennis.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he put a suit jacket on right after. Everybody would be like, you got to get dressed up immediately after.
Yep.
You can get semi-recreational.
Although I don't know, you didn't talk about this. The first scene where guys playing tennis and Bruno's watching him and everybody's looking back.
I love that shot.
And he's just looking straight at him.
It's great. Yeah. Oh, it's great. And even when they're driving and Bruno's on the steps of whatever that building is in DC, just staring from a distance, he's just this looming threat all the time throughout the movie. And then he just gets closer and closer.
That Ocean's 11 kind of stole that shot where the building's getting blown up and everybody turns around to look and Danny Ocean's just staring straight ahead. They must have stole that from this movie.
Sure. No, it was a great shot. Yeah, and zoom in why is this one guy just staring? Oh, it's this lunatic that killed my wife. Yeah, good stuff. I also didn't think he'd be able to
Turns out Hitchcock was pretty good. Turns out.
I do think Bruno would not have been able to get the lighter. I like I like it thematically. But when he reached down, I was like, okay, his arm cannot reach that far. He's a tall man, but there's no way.
Barely reach it when it was on the ledge, and then it falls all the way down, and he still could reach. Get a stick or something. That was dumb.
I was like, you're building tension, okay, but it became implausible.
Yeah.
Just have him reach it from the one ledge. And
I love
struggle.
the city work. Oh, let me get the city engineer out here. You fucking idiot. I'm not getting in there and grabbing your stupid lighter.
Yeah. You must have really liked whatever that was, mister.
Yeah.
Oh, I like all the little bit characters you only get for a moment or two. They're lovely. I mean, there's these little carny dudes. This shit ain't my problem. What do you want me to do? It's great. Just all the weird little rich people. The rich white ladies were perfectly cast. Oh, I suppose I could try and scream. I might try a little bit of poison. Ooh. That could take weeks. What if it had to be fast? It's great. Yeah, Hitchcock's really good.
Why wouldn't Bruno just figure out a way to kill his own father? If he's that crazy and really wanted to kill his dad.
Well, I think he figures that he's the only suspect. He obviously resents his dad. And
make it look like an accident. I mean, Bruno's a clever guy. He could have figured something out.
That's true.
I don't know. Bruno just wants to outsmart everybody. There's an element to that it's it's about killing his dad, but it's also he just wants to seem really clever, right? There's part of it that's where he wants to show how great he is. There's a little bit of that criminal wants to brag about how smart he is. He's I can
Zodiac
keep you
kind of thing.
Kind of, yeah. I think he wants to just have this really clever plan, and he just wants it well executed, just on principle, even a little bit. Have you seen Rope?
Isn't one of the guys that's in this is in Rope? Isn't Guy in Rope?
I think so. Him and Jimmy Stewart. I think.
I don't remember. I probably have. I don't remember.
Isn't Rope all one shot?
It is one long take. Yeah. So technically, there's a couple of cuts that they hide. They'll put the camera on somebody's back so that they can cut.
But it's all in one house, right?
Yeah. And the two killers have done a murder and the actual victims in the trunk.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Anyway, there's an element of this, I want to brag about how smart he is. I've thought about this. I've figured it out. So I think there's some of that going on with Bruno as well. But yeah, you think. And maybe he has a psychological block about killing his dad too. Maybe there's some weird Oedipus thing going on.
Yeah, he does want to, for some reason, murder somebody. And he seems to be really into that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he definitely.
Yeah,
I mean,
it was like, did he get off on reliving it, or did he have the nervous breakdown or like the fainting spell? Like that confused me a bit. Did he feel guilty about it, or what? I didn't get it.
I didn't get it. I love the shots, but I didn't get anything.
I thought it was like he felt like she was still alive.
Like haunting him or something?
Yeah.
Kind of. Yeah, that makes sense, I guess. Like he didn't finish the job.
Yeah, because she looks so much like Miriam.
Because there was like the first time he sees her when he's at the lunch table or whatever at the club, he kind of zones out, but it looked more like he was like fantasizing about it.
Yeah, no,
and reliving it, which would make more sense to me.
Yeah,
as like a killer would be like, I want to relive this feeling I got. Yeah, great. But then to like faint and pass out, where he seemed like more scared, just seemed like a weird, confusing reaction.
It was. I mean, it looked great, like with the reflection in the eyeglasses and everything else. Like it looked awesome, but yeah, it didn't quite jive. I don't know the rest of the movie. But I mean, where does this one rank? Picture. Where does this one rank in all the Hitchcock? I mean, it's a lot. It's a
very efficient movie for Hitchcock. Very straightforward.
There's not a lot of fluff in it at all. It gets to it.
It's below the North by Northwests and Vertigos and Psychos. It's a tier below his like greats, I think.
Yeah, maybe.
But I haven't seen them all. I mean, I haven't seen all his films, but to me, it's below that sort of top tier. I mean, those are some of the greatest movies ever made.
Oh yeah, that's whatever. Yeah, no, I'm not offended by that. Makes sense. It's competitive. He's got so many great movies. I didn't know. Like, is it one of the 10 best? Is it in the top 10?
Yeah, probably. Again, I haven't seen them all.
But. Yeah, Roger Ebert, I think, put it in this top 5 of Hitchcock movies.
I think To Catch a Thief is better. Yeah, it's probably in that like bottom 5, the 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 range.
I agree with that.
Sure.
I like The Birds.
Yeah, Birds I probably would put ahead of it.
I need to rewatch
horror movies. Yeah, in Birds there's this great scene where they're at a club and you want to party and they're just dancing and
it's a guy doing a really cool acoustic set to just them.
Yeah.
At like a pizza place or whatever. Yeah.
Yep. And then the birds start spitting acid down on them or pooping acid.
Well, yeah, we don't know.
It's hard to tell.
Yeah, we don't know which end it came out of. Right. We don't know. We can't be sure. Yeah, it's just a couple notches better than Birdemic. Just a couple though. All right, but like out of 5 stars, where would you put this? Not comparing it to literally some of the best movies ever. Ooh.
It's probably like a 4.5 star, 4-star movie for me.
Yeah, for me, it's a 4-star movie. I like the bad guy. That's always a good measure on a thriller.
Sure.
Is how entertaining and charismatic the bad guy is. So I thought that was good. I didn't like how everything worked out for Guy. It made me feel a little dirty at the end when he gets
when they shuffle off.
He kind of got everything he wanted, yeah.
Yeah.
Right, and somebody confronts him on the train, and he just scuffles off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's sure. Slightly. I mean, I think it's 4.5. I want to give it 5, but there's just not quite immaculate enough to give it 5 stars for whatever reason. But I think it's almost there. I mean, I just loved looking at. There wasn't a single shot that I didn't love looking at. I mean, there's just so many incredible sequences, and the highs are so great. The little bit of wonkiness here and there is it's fine. I love the ending. It's so good. I love the fair. I meant you want to bring the fair back like that. I mean, it was such an old school version of a fair. It was just crazy.
There's like some gnarly freak show in that fair somewhere.
Oh, sure. Yeah, an old-fashioned geek show where people are biting live animals. Sure. Just wild.
One other thing I thought when I was watching this is like, I bet the Coen brothers really like this movie a lot. I mean, you can tell they're big Hitchcock fans, but like this one in particular seemed like, a real inspiration for the kind of movies they make. Sort of like, sort of dumb criminals, but not. No, nobody's good in the movie. You know what I mean? Like nobody's clean. Nobody comes out of this movie clean.
Sure.
Like even Guy's he does some heroic things, but he's not a flawless hero.
No, the correct thing to do would have been to report the guy to the police straight away and let the consequences play out. However they did would have been the heroic
He was
thing.
certainly. I mean, you could make an argument he was an accomplice.
Sure. Well, that's the point. I mean, he is like aiding and abetting. He knew who committed the crime and he didn't report it. Like I assume there's laws on the book. No, he's not heroic. But Hitchcock does the thing where sometimes he puts like people in just like random crazy situations. Like North by Northwest is one where like here's just a schmo, and now here's this crazy situation where you've got to deal with what's going on. He likes to kind of do that. But yeah, no, he's not super clean. It's just a crazy situation. But Hitchcock's really good. I don't know. And I'd just forgotten how crazy the carousel scene, and I was just so giddy. It's like, man, I'm glad I forgot how good this was. It's like just utter batshit insanity at the end of this movie. Good stuff.
Cool. Well, that's Strangers on a Train.
I'm glad we got through one of your Hitchcock blind spots, Kevin. That's wild.
Yeah, me too. This was a fun one.
Am I picking the next movie?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
All right. So I'll give some clues for the next movie. This is a 2018 docudrama heist film, and I'd be willing to bet neither of you guys have heard or seen this movie, and probably no one listening to this at all has heard or seen this movie. So,
docudrama heist. So it's based on a real thing.
Correct.
That's what that means.
Yep. It's written and directed by a guy named Bart Layton, and it stars Evan Peters, who was in.
He's an X-Men.
Yeah.
He's Quicksilver. Yeah.
Quicksilver. Barry Keoghan, who is the Joker and the newest Batman. This guy Blake Jenner, you maybe don't know who he is. He was in Everybody Wants Some, if you've seen that movie. He's the star of that.
Okay.
So those are the main actors. Yeah, I mean,
I have no idea, man.
I'll just give it to you. The movie's called American Animals. So Bart Layton has a movie that just came out called Crime 101, starring Chris Hemsworth and Halle Berry. It's in the theater right now. This was his first big break movie, American Animals. It's on Tubi, Plex, I think all the free streamers.
Okay.
It's supposed to be good. Supposed to be a good little crime movie.
Wild. How did you hear of this movie? Well, how did this come into your...
I was listening to a podcast about the movie that he has out, the Hemsworth movie. And they were talking about this director's previous work, and they'd mentioned this as a really good heist crime movie.
Okay.
Well, I'm always up for one of those.
Yeah. A little Den of Thieves, maybe. Yeah, I mean, it's not going to be Den of Thieves, but one can hope.
One can. I don't know. That's a big hope, man. That's a big dream.
Can it be as stupid as Den of Thieves?
It could be. We'll see. So yeah, American Animals is the film. Thanks for listening. Have a good night.
Thanks, man.
Bye-bye.